Laura Lynch, a co-founder of the Dixie Chicks, dies at 65. Lynch, who was dismissed from the band in 1995, died in a car crash in Texas on Friday, the authorities said. In this video, Laura Lynch, a co-founder of the Dixie Chicks, last words before she died. Laura Lynch, a founding member of the country music group the Dixie Chicks, died in a car crash on Friday, according to the authorities. She was 65. The death and Lynch identity were confirmed by Nicole Andres, a justice of the peace in the area. Lynch, of Fort Worth, was driving east on Route 62 near Cornelius, Texas, about 70 miles east of El Paso, when a pickup truck that had been heading west crossed into her lane and struck her pickup truck head-on, the Texas Department of Public Safety said. She was pronounced dead at the scene. After being raised on her grandfather's ranch in Texas, Lynch, a bassist, found the Dixie Chicks, now known as the Chicks, in Dallas 1988 with Robin Lynn Macy and sisters Emily Strayer and Marty McGuire. The original lineup only had 2 albums together. The debut, Thank Heavens for Dale Evans, in 1990, and Little Old Cowgirl in 1992. In an interview with National Public Radio that aired in 1992, Lynch referred to the band's music as cowgirl music. Our brand of cowgirl music is a mixture of old-time country music, bluegrass music, acoustic, she said. We all sing 3-part and 4-part harmony. We throw in some instrumentals, some country swing. That's our brand of cowgirl music. Macy left the band in 1992. The next year, the remaining trio released Shouldn't Have Told You That and began to experience moderate success. In 1993, the band played at an inaugural ball for President Bill Clinton. But in 1995, Lynch was dismissed from the group and replaced by Natalie Maines. We were going on our 7th year. We were starting to re-evaluate things, McGuire told the Fort Worth Star-Telegram in 1996. We were making a future decision. Added McGuire, what do we want to do in the future? Where do we want to be in 5 years? I don't think Laura really saw herself on the road 5 years from now. On social media, the Chicks called Lynch a bright light whose infectious energy and humor gave a spark to the early days of our band. Laura had a gift for design, a love of all things Texas, and was instrumental in the early success of the band, the Chicks said. Her undeniable talents helped propel us beyond busking on street corners to stages all across Texas and the Midwest. Information about survivors was not immediately available. After leaving the Dixie Chicks, Lynch went on to become a public relations officer with the University of Texas Southwestern Medical Center in Dallas, according to the Star-Telegram. Lynch told the Associated Press in 2003 that she took up oil painting and spent much of her time raising her daughter. It was worth it, Lynch said of her time in the band. I'd get anemic all over again to do it. 1989 to 1995. Original bluegrass group. The Chicks were founded in 1989 as the Dixie Chicks by Laura Lynch on upright bass, Robin Lynn Macy on guitar, and the multi-instrumentalist sisters Marty and Emily Irwin. The Irwin sisters later married and both changed their names twice, Marty to Marty Sadel, then Marty McGuire, Emily to Emily Robinson, then Emily Strayer. The band name was taken from the album Dixie Chicken by Lowell George of Little Feat. They initially played predominantly bluegrass and a mix of country standards. All 4 women played and sang, though McGuire and Strayer provided most of the instrument accompaniments for the band while Lynch and Macy share lead vocals. McGuire primarily played fiddle, mandolin, and viola, while Strayer's specialties included 5-string banjo and dobro. In 1990, Penny Cook, the daughter of the Senator John Tower, gave the Dixie Chicks $10,000 to record an album. Their first studio album, Thank Heavens for Dale Evans, was named after the pioneering performer Dale Evans. They paid $5,000 for the 14-track album. It included 2 instrumentals. In 1987, McGuire, still known as Marty Irwin, had won 2nd place, and in 1989, third place in the National Fiddle Championships held at the Walnut Valley Festival in Winfield, Kansas. A Christmas single was released at the end of the year, a 45 RPM vinyl record titled Home on the Raider Range with Christmas Swing on one side and the song on the flip side named The Flip Side. The recorded titles were significant. During that period of time, the bandmates dressed up as cowgirls, and publicity photos reflected this image. However, even with an appearance at the Grand Ole Opry and Garrison Keillor's radio show A Prairie Home Companion, they did not get much national airplay. The Dixie Chicks began building a fan base, winning the prize for Best Band at the 1990 Telluride Bluegrass Festival and opening for established country music artists, including such names as Garth Brooks, Reba McEntire, and Georgia Strait. In 1992, a second independent album, Little Old Cowgirl, moved towards a more contemporary country sound as the band enlisted the help of more session musicians and developed a richer sound with larger and more modern arrangements. Robin Lynn Macy was not pleased with the change in sound. She left in late 1992 to devote herself to a purer bluegrass sound, remaining active in the Dallas and Austin music scenes. It was during this period that professional steel guitarist Lloyd Maines introduced them to his daughter, Natalie, as aspiring singer. Lloyd Maines thought his daughter would be a good match to replace the departed Macy and had passed along Natalie's audition demo tape, which had won her a full scholarship to the Berklee College of Music, to both McGuire and Strayer. Her distinctive voice was a match for McGuire's soprano and Strayer's alto harmonies. As McGuire and Strayer considered their options and the major record labels waffled over whether they should take a risk on all-women band, a few reviewers took note of their talents. 1995 to 2000, commercial success with Wide Open Spaces and Fly. With the addition of Natalie Maines, the new lineup had more contemporary sound as well as a new look, leaving the cowgirl dresses in their past, giving the band a broader appeal. Renshaw sent staff producer Blake Chansey to Austin to work with the band. After Maines joined the band, the instrumental lineup was essentially the same, though Maines was not an acoustic bassist. Instead, she played acoustic and electric guitar and occasionally electric bass guitar or papoose in concert. She sang lead vocals with McGuire and Strayer singing backing vocals. Strayer was not contributing to the band's sound, adding guitar, accordion, sitar, and papoose to her mastery of the 5-string banjo and dobro, while McGuire began adding guitar, viola, and mandolin chops more frequently to her expert fiddle. The sisters welcomed the change, McGuire said. It's very rootsy, but then Natalie comes in with a rock and blues influence. That gave Emily and me a chance to branch out, because we loved those kinds of music but felt limited by our instruments. Within the next year, Sony came to Austin to see the revamped Dixie Chicks and committed to sign them to a long-term deal, and they were selected as the first new artist on the newly revived Monument Records label. A single, I Could Love You Better, was released in October 1997 and reached the top 10 on American country music charts, while the new lineup recorded the rest of their debut album. Wide Open Spaces was released on January 23, 1998. Over the space of a year, the next 3 singles from Wide Open Spaces reached first place on the country charts: There's Your Trouble, You Were Mine, and the title track. The album added a widespread audience to their original following, entering the top 5 on both country and pop charts, with initial sales of 12 million copies in the country music arena alone, setting a record for the best-selling duo or group album in country music history. As of 2003, the 12 million copies sold in the United States of Wide Open Spaces made it a RIAA certified diamond album. In 1998, the Dixie Chicks sold more CDs than all other country music groups combined. Big Country Music took note of the Dixie Chicks, awarding them the Horizon Award for New Artist in 1998, given to those who have demonstrated the most significant creative growth and development in all-over chart and sales activity, live performance professionalism, and critical media recognition. By 1999, the album won the new lineup, their first Grammy Awards, as well as acclaim from the Country Music Association, the Academy of Country Music, and other high-profile awards. Laura Lynch, a co-founder of the Dixie Chicks, last words before she died. I'm not afraid of death because I don't believe in it. It's just getting out of one car and into another.